Cranio Creations has an enigma of a creation for the board gaming community. Mystery House Adventure in a Box. This is good for 1 to 5 players ages 14 and up and should take about 60 minutes. This house mysteriously moves through space and time and no one knows its destination. Will you be brave enough to enter? Experience the thrill of an escape room in Mystery House Adventures in a Box, which features a mix of technology and tradition. You are imprisoned in this house, and the only way out is to solve all the riddles you find inside. You must search for clues in the box, which features multiple doorways on all sides. At the beginning of the game, you insert Enigma cards in the box's top, and these cards will tell a story as they are revealed, and they are resolved during gameplay. An app drives you through the game and records the progress of your team and your playtime. The base game includes 2 adventures, Family Portrait and The Lord of the Labyrinth. All future expansions will use the same base game box as the game system. This first caught my attention because I saw a picture of it. And I saw this box-on-box set, 3D in a way, with rooms inside that you could look into and see things. I was like, what? I love 3D boards. I love 3D board games, elements with that. Oh man, they catch my attention, and this was unlike any I'd seen before. Now, as it said in the description, there's a mix of technology and tradition, and that's due mostly because of this 3D pop-up board box system that you're using while you're playing the game. Some of the reviewers I've been reading are talking about mounting it up so you don't have to bend down to the table to look into it, and to have a pen light with you to really look in there and see it, because some of it's a little dark. Not story-wise, I mean physically it's dark, so that definitely helps. And all of this just drew me into, I'm like, wow, now this is a different experience. So I'm personally still on the fence with app-assisted or app-driven games. Although I have a couple of them, and I'm expecting a big, huge one in a couple of months from Kickstarter, I'm sort of getting on board with this. So the idea that the app is helping and keeping track of everything for me just sounds like it's going to make the game a little bit easier for me to learn and play through, especially a first playthrough. Now, this game says it takes 60 minutes. So, of course, when I first saw that, I'm like, 60-ish, first game, maybe 75. No, apparently not. Because another thing about this game is that it is a hard 60 minutes, my friends. That this game is actually timed. And the actions that you take are taking away from your time. So when you're making bad guesses, when you have inaccurate tries with this item interacting with that one, will it work? Will it help me here? You're losing time every time you're wrong. And that, I think, is where the real tension in this game is going to come from. And I talk about that a lot about games, because obviously I do like them to have a little bit of tension. Something that's at least somewhat manageable with a little bit of hope. And everything about this game definitely seems like it brings tension, but in a way I've never experienced before with a board game. Now, although this can play one player, and that excites me, especially right now with what's going on, it does seem that this game, in a way, shines with 4 players. There's been a couple of notations I've seen here and there that mention that with 4 players around the table, each player is looking from a different angle into the room for the clues. And that well, besides having extra eyes to look is always helpful, but being able to see it from all the angles right away instead of moving the board around and trying to get in this angle and that angle, it makes it a little easier for play. And with multiple players, you're always happy to hear that more players is making it easier. So if you're looking for a little bit of a difference in your board game escape room experience, then go put on your wish list Mystery House, and then get it to the shelf get it to the table. And even if you're by yourself, run through this game. Because if you enjoy escape games, this is something you definitely need to play. Cranio Creations, Mystery House, Adventures in a Box.